Hi, folks. Welcome to my studio. Let me introduce the studio and all the work that I do here. This is my painting workstation, and this is where Julie and I paint a wide variety of miniatures and also where I paint my very own sculptures. This is my sculpting workstation, and here I sculpture and I also base my gaming miniatures. I have all the materials necessary to do that. And this is a shelf containing all my sculptures from the past, and I sculpture a wide variety of things. Fantasy, here is one of my fantasy sculptures. This is an older model. And here is a bug person, a weird handmade sculpture that I did last year. An Atlantic puffin for my wildlife art, and if you like wildlife art, there is a playlist dedicated to it. It's called the Critter Creator. And here I also show my dog memorials and any sculptures that I'm making for clients. So if you like dog art or animal art, the Critter Creator will be the playlist where all of that material goes. And here's a nice little sparrow project that we are working on in my Critter tutorial series. In Wargaming, Julie and I play a wide variety of both science fiction and fantasy wargames, all with handmade stuff. It is fueled by an extensive library of rulebooks and wide variety of materials for games. Games like Oathmark, Frostgrave, Rangers of Shadowdeep, a wide variety of games come to the tabletop. And there will be plenty of unboxings. This is a view of all the miniatures that have yet to be shown. There is a section in the studio for all the hand-built terrain, and I'm constantly building terrain for my tabletop setups. I use a wide variety of materials, including scrap. I do a lot of work with just scrap material. This gunship is an example of something I build with just scrap. The model has moving cannon, opening hatch in the rear, moving ramp. These are the kinds of things you will see, and there are playlists for this kind of work, like this truck made out of plastic bottles, straws, cardboard, etc. I like to build ships, and there are playlists for my shipbuilding. Here is a ship that I build for gaming out of cardboard and wood. There's also a playlist for all the tinfoil work that I do. I make a lot of terrain with tinfoil, like this ruined building, castle walls with tinfoil, and a variety of other things, including sculptures. Tinfoil is great material. Here is my collection of tinfoil trees that I use in my tabletop setups. And on the subject of tinfoil, coming very soon, I will have a series showing how I make my tinfoil dino skeletons using wire and nothing else but tinfoil and wire. So stay tuned for that if you're interested in that. And just another view of my tinfoil work, my tinfoil ruins. And the model collection, of course, fuels all of the games and a lot of the discussions and everything else that we do for that subject. I build a lot of ships, and my ships are made from clay in many cases, like this little fleet that I worked on a couple of years ago. And these are steamer vessels. Or ships like this sailing vessel. This is also built from clay, but I will be experimenting with a lot of newer materials for my shipbuilding, and I may even get into some historical shipbuilding. There'll be a playlist for that. And starships are a favorite of mine, so I build starships out of wood, like clothespins and dowels and such, or I build starships out of the old sprues from miniatures. I save all those sprues and I make stuff from them. And there's an example of one of the sprues of a miniature box, and I don't throw it away. I use it in my projects. I also build ships and other things out of styrofoam, like this miniature fleet. And model conversions. From time to time, I may show some of my model conversions for people that are interested. There will be a playlist for that. And Julie and I have our little chat corner where we update everyone bi-weekly on what's going on in the studio and in games. And I have my throne, as I call it, and that's where I update the channel as well. So come join us, guys. We'd love to have you on board. Subscribe or like. Give us some encouragement. We have plenty of space in the studio to accommodate all the work that I do.